April 24, 2005. Microsoft announces its next operating system codename Longhorn will be named Windows Vista on July 23, 2005. Year 2006, Microsoft releases Microsoft Windows Vista to corporations on November 30, 2006. Year 2007, Microsoft releases Microsoft Windows Vista and Office 2007 to the general public January 30, 2007. Year 2008, Microsoft releases Microsoft Windows Server 2008 to the public on February 27, 2008. Year 2009, Microsoft releases Windows 7 on October 22, 2009. Year 2012, Microsoft releases Windows Server 2012 on September 4, 2012. Year 2012, Microsoft releases Windows 8 on October 26, 2012.
Program specifically for the hardware he was using, because he wanted to use the functions of his new PC with an 8386 processor. As Torvalds wrote in his book Just for Fun, he eventually ended up writing an operating system kernel. On August 25, 1991, at the age of 21, he announced his system in a Usenet posting to the news group comp.os.linux. To properly demonstrate how the word Linux should be pronounced, Torvalds included an audio guide with the kernel source code, as follows.
Hello, this is Linus Torvalds and I pronounce Linux.
In 1996, Torvalds announced the Master for Linux beginning language. This is due to the fact that when people announced the Electron as well, Torvalds mentioned that it was written by a little penguin using the National Zulu Party and there was thus getting the idea. For years, Linux remained highly powered web servers for the world's largest companies. We'll never find a much success in personal design. That changed in 2008 when Google released Android and it was found to scale. Android can run Linux platform applications and can be translated to Windows platform. But Android's success has been a huge boon for Linux and the open source community by finally providing that open source software that would work on consumer applications. Even after now, those huge displays in Tesla cars are powered by Linux. And many car companies, including Toyota, Honda and Ford, sponsor the automotive-grade Linux project, which is dedicated to building software for connected cars. And when the self-driving cars finally hit the road, you can bet they'll be powered by Linux. Companies turn to Linux today when they want to build new technology for the same reason that web developers turned to the operating system in the 1990s. They can customize it to meet their needs and then share or sell the results without having to get permission. And it's all because a Finnish student decided to share his work with the world. Not bad for a hobby project.
An illustrated history of Mac OS. The history of Mac OS started with a bear, not a cat. In September of 2000, Apple presented Kodiak for $30. Users could purchase this first public beta of Mac OS X. Just a half year later, Puma was released. Instead of delivering many new features, it focused on improving the system's performance. Jaguar was released in 2002. It featured new applications like iChat and Address Book. It also introduced Universal Access, a component that made OS X more usable for people with visual and hearing impairment or physical disability. In 2003, Panther was released. Microsoft must have had mixed feelings with Panther. On the other hand, Internet Explorer for Mac was superseded by the new Safari as the default web browser. On the other hand, 10.3 brought many interoperability improvements with Microsoft Windows, including out-of-the-box support for Active Directory. In 2005, Tiger was released. Tiger brought the invaluable Spotlight search to Mac OS. It was also the first version to present widgets like calculator, a calendar, or a clock on the new dashboard. In 2007, Leopard was released. No other Mac OS had been such a long time in the coming. However, Apple had been busy developing and releasing iOS and the iPhone in the meantime. The new Leopard anyhow introduced a built-in backup system called Time Machine. It also brought full support for 64-bit applications. In 2009, Snow Leopard was released. Like the name suggests, Snow Leopard built mainly on top of its predecessor. Leopard, however, it introduced the new Mac App Store that was inspired by its successful companion on iOS.
Devices that run distributions of Android serviced by Google, including Nexus and Google Play editions devices, and its source code was made available on November 3, 2014. Lollipop features a redesigned user interface built around a responsive design language referred to as Material Design. Other changes included improvements to the notifications, which can be accessed from the lock screen and displayed within application as top of the screen banners. Furthermore, Google made internal changes to the platform with the Android runtime, officially replacing Dalvik for improved application performance, and with changes intended to improve and optimize battery usage known internally as Project Volta. Android 6.0 Marshmallow was unveiled under the code Android M during Google I/O on May 28, 2015 for the Nexus 5 and Nexus 6 phones, Nexus 9 tablet, and Nexus Player set-top box under the build number MPZ44Q. The third developer preview was released on August 17, 2015 for the Nexus 5, Nexus 6, Nexus 9, and Nexus Player devices, and was updated to MPA441 that brought fixes related to Android for work profiles. Android Nougat is the major 7.0 release of the Android operating system. It was first released as a developer preview on March 9, 2016 with factory images for current Nexus devices, as well as with the new Android beta program, which allows supported devices to be upgraded directly to the Android Nougat beta via over-the-air update. Final release was on August 22, 2016. The final preview build was released on July 18, 2016 with the build number NPD90G. Android Oreo is the 8th major release of the Android operating system. It was first released as a developer preview on March 21, 2017 with factory images for current Nexuses and Pixel devices. The final developer preview was released on July 24, 2017 with the stable version released in August 2017.
History of iOS. iOS is the name of the operating system that runs the iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad. It is the core software that comes loaded on all devices to allow them to run and support other apps. The iOS is to the iPhone what Windows is to PCs or Mac OS X is to Macs. But what is iOS? Below, you will find a history of each version of the iOS, when it was released, and what it added to the platform. The latest version of iOS is iOS 11, which was released this September. The iOS was originally developed to run on the iPhone. Since then, it's been expanded to support the iPod Touch and iPad. In iOS 11, the emphasis shifted from the iPhone to the iPad. Sure, iOS 11 contains lots of improvements for the iPhone, but its major focus is turning the iPad Pro series models into legitimate laptop replacements for some users. The key new features of iOS 11 are augmented reality, AirPlay 2, major enhancements on iPad. This drops support for iPhone 5C, iPhone 5, iPad 4, and iPad 3. Next is iOS 10. It was released in July 19, 2017. The ecosystem that Apple built around iOS has long been referred to as a walled garden because it's a very pleasant place to be on the inside, but it's hard to gain access to. Cracks began to show in the walled garden in iOS 10, and Apple put them there. The major themes of iOS 10 were interoperability and customization. Beyond that, users now had new ways to customize their experiences, from being able to delete built-in apps to new animations and effects to punctuate their text messages. Key new features are iMessage apps, delete built-in apps,